It's Wednesday, Klaus here. It's time for another basic Davinci Resolve tutorial.
Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to another Basic Wednesday. In today's episode, we're going to have a look at how to edit using the cut page. So let's get right up and going. So in our media pool, we have a project, and this project, it's a review video I did, but we're going to cut in a new one using the cut page, and I'll show you some basic stuff in the cut page that will make things a little bit easier, I think. So first off, let's just take the interface super fast. Of course, up here we have our media pool. Here we have our timelines. We have two timelines, and I'll get you to that in 1 second. And here we have the viewer, and this is, it's not like in the edit page. We have one viewer here, and this is a source viewer and a timeline viewer. We'll get into that. Let's just jump right into it and let's get started. So let's take this clip here. And if we just double click on that, we are going to have our first clip here. And we can trim the clip here just by using the in and out point. So let's just see if I know that I did some mistakes here. Oh.
Hello, Klaus here.
Yeah, this was the first one, and that absolutely did not go like I wanted it to.
Hello, Klaus.
I think this is the point. So let's put in an E for in point. And more or less, this is the entire video I did. Perhaps not in one take. I'm sure there will be some mistakes.
And I'll talk with you along the way.
Okay. I'm just going to put a O and out point. So I can just drag this down right here and let it go. And what we see now is the different timeline options, or the way this is different than the edit page, for instance. We have two timelines. So up here we have a zoomed out timeline, and this will show you the entire project. And down here we have the project we're working on. So if we just push space, we can now
Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to yet another video. In this video, we're going to have a look at the...
As you might see, the cursor here doesn't move at all. It's actually the clip itself that's moving.
RGB.
So if you want to jump somewhere in the entire clip, the fastest way to do that would be to go up to the top timeline and just click and drag, because that, as you see, will scrub through the timeline. Just a little thing to think about. That is one of the main differences when doing editing in the cut page and the edit page. Okay, let's run through some other features as well. Like in the edit, we have the inspector up here. And in the inspector, we can change a lot of different things, like the transform, the cropping, the dynamic zoom, speed. All of these things can be changed in the inspector. Also, audio stuff can be changed and be done. Effects, transitions, images, and also metadata. An image that is only actually available if you're shooting in Blackmagic Raw, and this is a Blackmagic Raw clip, so I could go in and change the different things here in the raw settings, but I'm not going to do that for this video. We're just going to do some basic stuff. If we want to do a cut, for instance, we actually have this right here, and we can just push that, and it'll do a cut like that.
To test out.
And we can then Control Z to change that. So now we have a super long clip, and we want to do something to that, of course. So let's see what we have here. So even though the shots I have here, I have two shots, close-ups of the product, and we're going to use those. So let's get going here. Let's see what we have. Double tap on this, and we'll see what we have here. Okay, I'm opening the box. Okay, so we're going to put in point here, and again we're going to put out out point just for marking that. I'm just going to click here because I want to find the right place in the timeline. So let's just scrub through very fast here. Actually, it's faster to do it on the top. Oh, there. Something like that. Okay, so let's go into our clip we just had here. And there's a couple of ways we could do this. Oh, of course, we could just drag the clip down and then put it on top. That's one way of doing it. We can also use these commands over here. And this is a pin. This will put this clip to the end of the clip. And that's absolutely not what we want. We're going to use this one instead, which is going to be place on top. So just click this. It will place the clip on top. And now we have a clip on top, and we can actually, if we go a little back here.
So we're just going to open up.
And we can see that this doesn't fit at all. So we want to have some kind of a movement. Let's say there. So we're going to trim this clip here, making it a little bit shorter. And then I will go back here in time. Find the right spot around here, I think. And then we're just going to move this clip. And as you see, everything we're doing, we can see the full timeline up here, which is quite nice.
Open up the box here. And inside of the box, we have a lamp, which is this.
And then, of course, we need to cut it before. Let's say we want to cut it like some around here.
We have a lamp.
And that doesn't really fit
inside of the box.
So let's see, something like that. And you can do trimming like this.
The box, we have a lamp.
Something like that.
Tiny little lamp.
And this is, you know, how we could do a super basic edit, just going again back to this thing here, going into our source clip. Nothing much is happening there, so I'll go to the second clip I did. Okay, I'm showing something about that thing. I'm just going to put in a point. Like that. Okay, going up point. Again, going back to my timeline here. Let's see. So I'm talking about some of the stuff here.
Places where...
Okay, something like that. We'll go to this clip. And again, we're just going to put this clip on top. And it will put it exactly where I left the cursor. And it's also indicated that this is the spot. It is in this white one here. So let's see if that's...
A couple of places where we can attach the hot shoe. It has
and here I had some, you know, some mistakes. So I can... because I was not sure what this was called. So if we can select the bottom clip and just do a cut.
The hot shoe. It has a couple of places. It has a couple of...
Maybe it's around here. And then, you know, I'm just going to push again, making a cut, and then I can select this clip and I'll just push delete. And now I have this gap in between, but you know, I can just easily move that like that. Or I could use the ripple delete key on the editor's keyboard, which I'm using, and that is making the editing way faster, by the way.
It has a couple of places where we can attach. It has a couple of places where...
And still it's not perfect.
It has a couple of places where we can attach a cold or hot shoe. Tiny little lamp.
So I'm actually saying the same twice, so I can just take this and take this clip and move that here.
It has a couple
of places. This is a
tiny little lamp.
So I can just move both of my clips just a little bit like that.
It has a couple of places where we can attach a cold or hot shoe.
And there I did a mistake again, but you get the idea of this. You find your clip, you can easily add them in using the the different buttons here, append to end, or also you can use shortcuts, or if you want to do things way faster, you can use like the Davinci Resolve editor's keyboard, the big one, or the speed editor, which is made specifically for the cut page. I don't have the speed editor, but I do have the keyboard, and I can do the in and out points and the commands super fast in this thing. Another thing too, actually that is a pretty nice feature, the next one. I think that could be super helpful. As you see, we have this icon here. This is the boring detector. So if we click that, we can actually say that if our clip is more than 30 seconds long, in the case of this video, I think like 20 seconds, it will make an indicator that this is going to be a super boring clip and we have to do something about that. So we can put that in. Also, we can check in if we have any jump cuts. So that means if there is a cut within 5 frames, it will make this as a jump cut. And you will see that this is these red ones will be jump cuts. I don't think I have any in this one. And, you know, let's just analyze our scene. And pretty obviously, we have a clip here that is longer than 20 seconds. And at this point, our video is beginning to become boring. Super easy way to fix that, of course, is again with the clip selected, we can push this icon, which will actually make a close-up. And the thing is, it's going to kind of analyze our footage and put the person in the middle, as you see right here. So now it has done a close-up by itself, so we can then see what it's actually doing.
About the product, and I wasn't paid to say anything specific. So this is my honest opinion.
So this is what it did. So of course this footage is shot in an aspect ratio you see with the black bars, and in theory actually I don't want those, so quick way just to kill those off is just to highlight the clip, go into time and rescale, and going into scaling, and we're going to put this to fill. And now we have done that. So now you can see that the aspect ratio is at least better.
I wasn't paid to say anything specific. So this is my honest.
So here we could take this a little bit further, of course. We can select this clip and let's do another close-up. For instance, we're going to drag this so it will fit. And we're going to make it like that here. So now it does the same, but that's not necessarily what we want. We can select our clip. We can then go to the inspector and we can zoom in our picture and reposition a little bit. So now, of course, it's going to be
so first
strange.
Off, let's have a look at what is in the box. So
and
we're just
like that,
the box
we
here.
have killed off the boring parts of our video. Again, this is a tool in the cut page, which is not in the edit page. And also, and I like to say that it's actually pretty clever in this way that it's going to make a new video clip on top of the other one. So in case we don't like it, we can just highlight it and delete it. Just like that.
First off, let's have a look at what is in the box.
So again, just a nice little feature. I kind of like that. Again, there's some super cool features in the cut page which are not in the edit page. One of them is, of course, source tape. So if I click source tape, actually, if we highlight our clips and I click source tape, we're going to take all the clips in the folder and it's going to put them together as a long clip. And then we could easily scrub through all of our clips. Of course, for a shoot like this with only 3 shots being 2 close-ups of the product and a talking head, this feature isn't maybe the most useful, but if you have a bunch of clips, it's a very nice feature. And again, you could easily go through your entire footage, putting in and out points and then just dragging them down to the timeline. Also, I think that is quite useful. Then, of course, if you want to add titles and stuff like that, you have your titles up here. And as in the other editor, you can easily see all of your things by hovering over them. Also, the effects are here, just like in the edit page, and they'll work in the same way, all categorized. So it's super easy and very useful to figure out. Also, you have your transitions and they'll work the exact same way as in the editor. So Again, the cut page is a nice addition to Davinci, and I think it works pretty well for projects like YouTube videos and stuff like that. If you have super fast turnarounds and you don't need to necessarily do a lot of audio stuff. It's way faster. Also a little thing, and you want to do a cut, you can also right click here, and then you can split the clip, and it has now split the clip. And then we could, of course, as we can the edit page, change the edit a little bit and changing up
specific. So this is my honest opinion.
Also, if your edit is ready to go and you don't need to color grade things, you can actually export your project right up here directly to either the H264 or H265 or YouTube Vimeo formats, and it's just to click, and then we can just export it directly from the cut page, which I think is a nice feature and pretty useful. Also, we have a full screen button, so you can actually just push that and see your video in full screen and push escape to get out again. So this is just a super basic look at how to start editing into the cut page. Again, if you didn't see any of the other episodes, they'll be right up here in the card. Take a look if you didn't see them all. If you do have some questions, please do write it down in the comments and I'll try to answer them, or I'll do an upcoming video about that specific topic. Anyway, I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it would help them out, and if you want to be notified every time there's a new video on this channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.